asked me in the last week or so, what we have in MANCHURCH during the summer. Let's be free, right? We're gonna have MANCHURCH all summer long. Open up your heart, just get your voice on, lift up your heart as we worship Jesus together. This is another great song, old song, Mighty to Save. There's a whole section in here where it says, talking to us about risen from the grave. He rose and conquered the grave. Jesus conquered the grave. Whenever we say that, why don't you just give a big cheer for him as well. Everyone needs compassion, love that's never failing. Let mercy fall on the earth. Everyone needs forgiveness, the kindness of the Savior, the hope of nations. Those are great songs of praise for us, but this song helps you to have a near the end, especially a quiet moment where you can just say, "I love you, Jesus." You know, nothing touches him more than when, as men, that we're tender, vulnerable, and we tell Jesus how much we love him. That's what this song's about.
Old things have passed away. Your love has stayed the same. Your constant grace remains the cornerstone. Things that we thought were dead are breathing in life.
guys pray with me real quick? Jesus, that's our prayer tonight. That we love you. And maybe that love is hard tonight. Maybe our prayer is that we need you to lift our weary head, weary from work and life and family and whatever might be going on in our lives. Maybe we have no hope tonight. Jesus, tonight, I just pray that you give hope to the hopeless, that you lift those that are weary, and for those of us that know your unending, grace-filled love, fill us up one more time, Jesus. Fill us up one more time. Jesus, that's our prayer tonight. Jesus, we love you. Amen. You guys give a hand to the man band. Thank you so much. You guys can have a seat. Hey, so it's me again. This is now 3 months in a row. I'm super excited, but I do have some announcements for you. I'm going to grab a music stand real quick because I can't do 3 things at once. First of all, I want to start out with some of the announcements, just to keep you guys can follow along behind me. I just want to let you guys know that MANCHURCH last month for me was a big deal. I think it was a big deal for some of you guys. We talked about worth, finding your worth in God, finishing up the Shame and Worth series. So it meant a lot to me. I was super excited, and I know it touched a lot of you. So thank you guys for your continuing time spending here and investing in MANCHURCH and finding what Jesus has for you. On your seats, if this is your first time or you continue to be here with us year after year after year, you have a card. This is how we stay in touch with you. There are some things and ways that you can help us be on that card. So I encourage you, if this is your first time, make sure you fill it out so we can stay in touch with you. Some of the other announcements, just so we're there. If you did not make it to the golf outing, holy cow, you missed a great time. We had about 7 foursomes out there. There were some good. We actually had a team go under golfing. They were doing. Everybody else had a fantastic time. The food was great. I want to give a big thanks to Wayne Altpeter for getting that going, and for all the other guys. I really appreciate it. It was a great time. We're going to be doing that again next year, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for the golf outing. It was a great time, a great day. On top of that, we have, you guys are always asking different ways you can serve. If you want to be a part, we need some help with the PFN Women's Rummage Sale. Now, on your card, I know there's no dates or anything like that because they want me just to kind of get some names, but the dates are July 25th and July 24th, those 2 days. You don't have to be there the whole time. It's 1 to 8 and 12 to 7. But if you're interested in either setup just means kind of putting up tables or tear down. If that's you, if you've got some free time on the 24th, the 25th, or the 27th of July, I encourage you to mark your name down, and they'll be getting in touch with you, not me, because obviously I don't do anything with PFN Women's. I just help recruit volunteers there. I'd be an ugly woman if that was the case. Have mercy. Now, the other exciting thing that I'm super pumped about that some of you guys are a part of is our Bible studies. We now have Bible studies Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday starts up in late June. You guys can still be a part of that. Monday night, we do Kingdom Men. That's from 6:30 to 8. Steve Crawford leads that. Obviously, opposite MANCHURCH or holidays. Tuesday morning, 6:30 in the morning, been going on for almost 4 years now. They meet at 6:30 in the morning. They're going to be doing it all summer. That's Tuesday morning. They're studying the book of 1 John, verse by verse by verse. Wednesday night, Wayne Altpeter is teaching Dangerous Good, how to be a Christian man full of being dangerous against culture and standing aside and saying, no, this is not what manhood looks like. He teaches that on Wednesday nights at 7. That's right here at PFN. And then keep your eyes peeled because after I get back from vacation and get everything squared away, I'm going to be teaching Thursday night SOAR. And we're also going to be starting late June MANCHURCH Sunday School. If you go to church here or if you want to start coming, you can come to our 10:30 Sunday School service. You can go to the amazing 9 o'clock service and then join us for Sunday School at 10:30. So plenty of places to plug in. Essentially, my goal is to hear the words, you don't have any excuses for not to be here. So if I'm super excited about that, keep that going. On top of that, I'm really excited. Some of you guys are wearing your jerseys tonight. In case you guys didn't know, we have 2 softball teams that we're a part of, and they play tonight at 9 o'clock. It's a beautiful night. If your wife will let you escape the house or your kids or whomever is at home, go hang out with these guys. They play great softball. Their softball is so great they wouldn't even let me sign up. That's how great the softball is that these guys play. So make sure you check them out. They're doing great. We have 2 teams, but they play tonight at 9 o'clock. And on top of that, I just want to tell you guys we have an exciting MANCHURCH 033 and 034 coming up. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And then, honestly, none of this wouldn't be possible without your guys' continued financial support. The way you guys donate is just fantastic. I can't say thank you enough. Thank you for the regular tithers here that give, the people who don't even come to our church and give money to support MANCHURCH. I really appreciate that. That goes to providing those meals and just keeping all of our outreach going as we continue to start reaching out and doing more Bible studies and things like that. Behind you is a logo. If you're like me and you never carry cash because you're not allowed to carry cash, you can text that phone number and then you can donate online with your credit card or debit card or any other card that your wife doesn't know about. So tonight, I'm super excited tonight. So you guys saw kind of what I was hinting at. Tonight is this month is Father's Day. And since we don't have an every Sunday service, we're going to celebrate Father's Day today. Now, so I'm a little older than most people think. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm 34. But I remember one of the best shows that I enjoyed watching was Home Improvement, right? Tim the Toolman Taylor. Exactly, thank you. Tim the Toolman Taylor. And he would always do these salute to whatever, right? And then Al is there saying, like, Tim, I don't think this is a good idea. So tonight we're going to do salute to dads, except without anything that's dangerous or could kill or maim somebody. And so this is a big month for us, right? This is our month. Even if you're not a dad in a room, this is your month, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. The day of great gifts, right? Some of us have gotten great Father's Day gifts if we needed new golf clubs or fishing lures or poles, or if you're like me, somehow you keep getting ties. I don't even wear ties to serve communion. I don't know why I need ties. The only time I wear a tie is to go to a funeral. I don't know if everybody in my family is trying to tell me something. So, or you've got the coffee mugs or tools that you have, 3 or 4 tools that you already have, but you accept the gifts graciously, right? So there's always 2 sides to Father's Day. There's the really great things and the not so great things. And I want to talk more about the word, what dad means. And I want to salute the different types of dads because I realize that not everybody in this room is a dad. Not everybody in this room has a great relationship with their dad. Right? Some of us have some of us have great relationships, and we belong in Norman Rockwell paintings. But on top of that, maybe you never knew your dad. Maybe you feel like you're a bad dad. Maybe you never got to be a dad. Maybe you never even got to be a husband. Maybe you're a dad through marriage. Maybe you're a foster dad. I don't know what it looks like for you, but these are things that we have to talk about because they're a part of our life. And that's what I want to do today. I want to start by saluting rather than talk about, you go to these Father's Day services at different churches and it's how to be a better man of God. Yes, thank you. I already know I need to be a better man of God. I appreciate you lumping the guilt train on me. Thank you so much. Or why we should be a better man of God. Yep, already know that. Yep, got that covered. Thanks. I already know I need to be doing a better job. I'm trying really hard. So I don't want to do that tonight. I just want to salute the different types of dads. So the first type of dad that I want to salute tonight is the dad that never had kids. The dad that just has a family. We need you. Right? I need you. This church needs you. The 150 kids that just inhabit this building, that doesn't account that includes at Bridgeway or at Creve Coeur Christian or all the different churches that are represented in this room. Those kids need you. To be there every day, to show them consistency. Some of you may say that you're not great Sunday school teachers, you don't have anything to offer. You know what you can offer? Consistency and love. That's pretty simple. Because I've come to notice, and all the different things that I've done, I've come to notice the kids just want somebody to know that's going to be there all the time and is going to love them regardless of what happens in their life. So to that dad, I salute you for never stop loving your family. No matter what it looks like. No matter if your family is your church, or your family is big, or your family is small. I salute you for being there for us in this room tonight. What about the dad who didn't want kids? We see you, and we love you. Thank you for staying. Thank you for sacrifice and staying. And when you didn't even want to be a dad, you didn't sign up for this. Thank you. I know your heart's conflicted. If that's you tonight, Jesus fixes that. Leave that conflict here. Give him your heart instead of your feet. But tonight, if that's you, if you're the dad who didn't want that or is not sure about that, this man church stands beside you, arm in arm, right beside you to help you out. Because frankly, the song is true. We all need somebody to lean on. Everybody. What about the dad who has regrets and who lives with the mistakes? To you, I say, I salute you, and Man Church is ready for you. I know the weight on your shoulders. I know what it's like to live in guilt and shame. Man Church and myself and people around you salute you for hanging on and trying your hardest, even when you didn't know what to do. I encourage you tonight, if that's you, if that's the type of dad we're saluting you for, leave that here tonight. It's never too late to give it to Jesus and go back and fix what happened. Your children, foster children, whatever it is, they might not accept it, but it's never too late. You can start tonight. To that dad, we salute you. To the dad who sets the example, to the dad that has the perfect life, to the dad who has kids that are in the church that have never made a mistake and who do everything right, thank you, and we salute you for being a great example. I know they're out there. I'm sure some are watching on the live stream. Thank you for giving us a model to live up to. It's not me, but thank you. Thank you for passing on wise advice without judgment, because that's the last thing that we guys need. We get enough of that everywhere else we go. We get judged at work. We get judged at home. We get judged when we go to the gym. We get judged when we go fishing. You couldn't catch a bigger fish. Why is your fish any bigger? Did you use the wrong bait? Why didn't you use that bait? You should have used that rod. You didn't buy the right spinner. If you would have bought that spinner in that line, I bet you would have caught a bigger fish. To that dad who does it all, I thank you and we salute you for your sacrifices, for your prayers, for your unceasing love and the worry that you never showed, but I know was in your heart. To the dad who doesn't have a family. You're still a dad. Maybe you don't have a girlfriend. Maybe you don't have a wife. Maybe you don't have anybody and it's just you. We salute you for being in the Man Church family. Because tonight you're part of our family. You're here. We salute you. We salute you for sharing yourself here. And so does our Lord and Savior. And our salute, I said a lot tonight. And if you guys are clock watchers, I know some of you are, it's not 8 o'clock yet, and I'm already done. I have a trick up my sleeve. So we've only done this one other time, and it was quite possibly one of the most life-changing moments that we ever had in Man Church. And that's where we opened up the floor for your words. No pre-planned testimony. See, one of the things that you guys don't know is that when we do testimony nights, I text people constantly. Hey, do you want to give a testimony? Hey, let me coach you on this, and here's what I want you to talk about, and I kind of try to direct it. Because, frankly, I hate giving up control. If you've been around me, you know that I do not like ceding control. So, tonight, in my salute, I want to hear from you. Because I want this Father's Month, this Dad's Month, to not just be a day, but to be dads, the different types of dads that we talked about, sharing from their heart. I know it's not easy. Some of you have struggled and have grief and have mourning in your heart that you don't even know exists. And I know that you feel it right now. And for that, I'm sorry. But I know that there are probably about 75 or 80 other guys in this room that want to be here for you. And so I want to give you that opportunity tonight. If that's you, I have a wireless microphone. You don't have to use the one on my ear. And hey, my ear doesn't stink, okay? It's turned on, and I want to hear from you guys. So if that's you, put your hand up. Lee Murphy.
Yeah, I'll tell you about what kind of father I
1 second, we got to get the mic on, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
My name's Lee Murphy. In 1972, we had 2 girls, and then we had a boy in 1972. And one Sunday morning, we got up and we got ready. And we went to church. I got to the parking lot, and it was pretty cool. Told my wife, I says, take the girls and go on in, and I'll park the car and bring Jeff in. And so I parked across the street in a bigger parking lot, and went on in church, and we went to Sunday school, went to church. I went to the nursery to get my son, and they said he's not here. I said, what do you mean he's not here? They said he hasn't been here all day. And then it dawned on me. This great dad had left him in the car all that time. I went running out to the church, got knocked some lady down, got across the street, and I went to the back door, and he sat there crying and sweating and everything else. I never felt so miserable and low in all my life. And I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever done anything that stupid before, but I did, and that's. But then a few years later, when he got a little bit bigger, he was probably about 6 or 7. I gave him a paddling like I should have gave him when I took him in my arm. I talked to him and told him what was going on, and I paddled him, and he cried, and I left him, and he was going out the front door. He said, Dad. I said, yeah, what? He says, thank you. And I thought, I didn't do anything right. But anyhow, that's where I'm at.
Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that.
Hi, my name is John Hahn. I think one of the other things that didn't get mentioned tonight is all of our godly fathers, our dads that we have ever since passed. I lost my dad this year. Godly man, always there, always, his humor was contagious. He'd sit there and crack a joke. You know, we're on the floor, and he just looked like, oh, okay. They adopted me at 15. So you talk about foster dads as well. This is the first Father's Day document, so.
Anybody else?
My name's Steve Tell. Those of you that don't know me, those of you that do, I'm sorry. I had an opportunity to change my thinking a little bit. We start out, it's our little family, the 3 of us, and my wife's cousin and husband, and we're going to all share a nice condo, and we have a great time. And as time goes on, a sister with a grandson gets added to the mix, neither of which have much. So another cousin gets added to the mix, neither of which has much. And about a month ago, we're adding another niece to it, and now we're adding another niece, and about a week ago, we're adding a alcoholic nephew into it who has nowhere to go. So in one ear, I've got Satan telling me that, you know, you should start to get angry because you're footing the bill for all these people that that don't have anything, and now you can't do the things with your little family that you wanted to. And that chipped at me and chipped at me and chipped at me one piece at a time. And about a week ago, just right before we left, I sat down one day and put my head down towards my lap, and I said, you know what, God, you got to fix me before I go. You have to fix me before I go. I'm asking you for your help. And down there that week, the alcoholic nephew, I really got a chance to sit and talk with him. And I don't know whether I completely got to him, but he and I had some good conversations. And the niece that was there that has some really tough emotional problems in her life, she got a chance to sit down with my wife and talk. And yeah, we didn't get to do all the glorious things that we wanted to, but you know what? We had a chance to just really get down to earth with some people who needed us at that time. And for that, I was very grateful, and instead of being angry. And I thank God for opening my eyes to that part of it.
Amen. Thank you, Steve. Oh, I appreciate that. So much, man. Appreciate you. Pass it over to Ben.
My name is Ben Funk. My wife is Chris, and we have a daughter. Her name's Allison. And if you don't know her, she's amazing. If you do know her, you already know that. So anyway, Chris and I always wanted kids, plural. God had other plans, and it's something that we have wrestled with for a long time. We were married 6 years before he blessed us with my daughter, and she's going to be 11. And it's been a struggle for me, like, what's wrong with me? And I found finally that the answer's probably, well, I mean, there's probably something wrong with me, but the answer is nothing. God has plans for each and every one of us. What happened to me eventually is that I became an accidental youth group sponsor. I didn't intend to do that, but I did, and I've been blessed with a whole bunch of sons. Some of them have you for dads, really good dads, and some of them don't. And I finally figured out that what God really wanted out of me was to be a good male role model. And for sons I didn't biologically have, he didn't give them to me to raise, but he gave them to me, every week in the youth group, and he gives them to all of us in this building, in this church, or wherever it is that you attend. So I want to kind of reiterate something Mark said earlier about, they just need somebody to show up, and I think that's what was planned for me. And so I'm just so thankful that finally found a purpose.
Amen. Thanks, God. I appreciate it.
Hello, everyone. My name's Tom Worrell. I know most of you know me, but those of you who don't, you saw me up singing with Pastor here just a few minutes ago as part of the man band. I absolutely love doing that. I praise God every day for giving me the gift of music and being able to use it to glorify Him. I married my wife, Sherry, 30 years ago, a week from today, June 10th. With that marriage, I inherited a 6-year-old boy and a 3-year-old girl, which I was not ready for, of course. But year and a half to 2 years later came along our little girl, Katie, and all 3 kids have grown up to be wonderful young adults. Katie's a nurse at OSF. My daughter's a hairdresser and doing wonderfully with that. And our son has been working for Red Lobster as the head manager for many years now, and is getting ready to open his own franchise of a Texas Roadhouse. So they have all done very well, and I'm so thankful for that, because I'm sure it was not by my doings. At least not all of it. But I do thank God for instilling in me a chance to be their father. And I have come to realize through all the trials over the past 30 plus years, I have always held true to three truths, and it's just dawned on me in this past year what those three truths are, and they are three of my favorite Bible verses: Philippians 4:13, 1 John 4:4, and then Psalms 126:10, which are, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, for he who is in me is greater than he who is in the world. Therefore, be still and know I am God. All we have to do is be still and let God take the reins.
Hi, my name is Brent. I'll try to make this brief, but just thinking kind of off what Ben said. Ben, thank you. Thank you for stepping up. There's a lot of guys in my life that have done that for me, and I'm still affected by it now, and that's been many years ago. But there's guys here in this church that are doing that still today. There's a particular guy I'm thinking of today. He's in the room. I'm not going to say his name because it may embarrass him, but he has, my dad died about 5 years ago, and he was sick about 3 years of even before that. So my young son, he's 12, he didn't really know a healthy grandpa for very long, and my dad liked to go outside and go fishing and all these kind of things. So my dad really didn't get a chance to do that with him, but there's a guy in this church. He stepped up. He's taken interest in my kids. He's made sure to teach them different things that he likes to do, that they like to do too. He's taken his own time. Even took us out on his birthday so my kids could have a new experience with fishing. And I just want to thank him, and he knows who he is. And I want to thank you others that, maybe you didn't mean to be teaching a Sunday school class or taking on a caravan class or whatever. Whatever kind of things you've done. You don't know the effect that has not only on the kids, but I see how this guy is so patient. He's way more patient with my kids than I am. So I'm thankful for the opportunity that they get to see a godly man that shares his heart with them in such a gentle, touching way. I'm learning from it too. So he's what he's doing is not only touching my kids in a spiritual way, but it's also affecting me, and I just want to thank him for that. Thank God.
This will be our last one, Steve Crawford. And then we'll finish some words, and then we'll pray, and you guys can enjoy the rest of your day.
I want to assure you guys that are still young, your time's not over with. You're going to get to father your own grandchildren, maybe in different levels. See, my wife and I were both divorced. We both had sons by our exes. My wife's son rejected everything we tried to teach him. And we have talked to him twice in the last 15, 20 years. My son lived with his mother, and we kind of got separated. She pretty much took him away from me, turned him against me. Not that I've given up on him, because I'd always tried to work with him, tried to make things different, but he didn't want it. Then my wife and I got together 34 years ago, and we have a daughter of our own. She is a sweet young lady who is a teacher of her own right, now teaching in her 10th year. But my son, after my stepson walked away, my son has gone through 6 years in the Army, During a period of time in the Army, while he was in Iraq, he decided to become a Satan worshiper. He and I have had long talks about that, how that's not acceptable in my sight, but he is acceptable in my sight. I've had to give him restrictions. I've told him that he is not allowed in my house. I will meet him anywhere else in the world, but not in my house, because that's my restricted zone where I spend time in the Word and with God. After my mother passed away last fall, my son started talking to me again. My son, at that point in time, was living out by Denver in a car with his girlfriend and 2 cats. That was their lifestyle. She got angry with him, and he got thrown out. He had a bag of his own clothes, and that was all he had in the world. So at New Year, I ended up getting him a hotel room for 4 nights. So he at least had a place to stay. Now, this is a young man that is 37 years old. Will be 38 later on this month. He and I texted and back and forth. The last text I've gotten from him was on February 25th. Sent him several texts in between, no response. Last week I called, tried to call his phone, first time I'd tried that in that period of time, and found out that he had blocked me. I have no idea why he blocked me, but I'm blocked. So I'm struggling a little bit with that. But I leave it in the Lord's hands because I know He's got a purpose for it. My stepson had he had a boy of his own with a gal that he wasn't married to. He walked away from my grandson and his mother when my grandson was a few months old, less than a year old, and has not seen him since then. That's my opportunity right now to be a father to my grandson, to teach him those things. This last weekend he was at our house. I taught him how to change the oil in his truck. I taught him how to wash a car. He's a 17-year-old boy, but he hasn't learned these things yet. That's my job as his grandpa, as his father, his older father, to help him with those things, to teach him how to do things around the house. You're not done yet. Just because your kids are grown up doesn't mean you're done yet. Your fight is not going to be over until God says it's over. He's always got a purpose behind you. That's what we're going to be learning in this kingdom, man, and dangerous good, is that we as men are not done yet. God's got a different purpose for us, and He's going to develop us into something new. You just have to be willing to take that step and be that man that God needs you to be.
Thank you so much, Steve. So appreciate that. You guys heard different various words tonight, right? In this good room, we could have all sat here and looked at each other and said, man, we've got this together. Look how nice we look. Look how great we smell. Look how great everything is for us. And tonight you heard regret. Tonight you heard sorrow. Tonight you heard joy. Tonight you heard resiliency. Tonight you heard leave it in God's hands. Wherever you are tonight, whether you want to be a dad and that's impossible, right, biologically, whether you are a dad and you have regrets, all the different salutes we made, from being not a dad to being a perfect dad to being 14 and not even knowing anything other than your dad doesn't know what he's talking about. You heard it all here tonight. As we close, if this is your first time at Man Church, we pray together. Because I am a firm believer, if you were around me long enough, you were tired of hearing this. If you open up every dark corner of your life to Jesus, there's nowhere for Satan to hide. And I know that there's a lot of maybe trust factors or different things in this room, or maybe you're not sure you're sharing who you are, but tonight this is a safe space. And I don't want you to leave with the grief and emotion and the struggle and anything that burdens you down. I don't want you to leave tonight without praying in your group about that. So we're going to play some light music in the background. We're going to break up into groups of 5 to 10. And I want you guys to, if you're new here, stay with who you came with, or if there's, but maybe try to be with different guys that you've been with before, and spend some time praying with them, and sharing your heart, and sharing your story, because we all need somebody to lean on. Thank you for coming tonight. Let's break up and pray. Let's turn on the music, and let's have a great Father's Month.